Morning bird, I hear the song you sing, floating on the breeze. Can you hear my words? How I long to bring just a bit of peace. But I can't touch the butterfly, and she don't even need a song to get the point across. Elusive truth that we try to find and still get everything wrong. The truth is in us all alone. Morning bird, I see the home you built high up in the tree. It seems absurd to come and go at will and never quite feel free. No, I can't get your ray of light that dances only to fill the world with green. No matter how hard I try, and I can go wherever I please, but I still don't know what freedom means. Ba-da-bi-ba, bi-da-bi-ba, bi-da-bi-ba, da-di-da-di-da-da. Morning bird, I see you soaring now, off into the blue. May each day I raise my thoughts to such great heights as you. To know I am like the butterfly, and that her flight is like my song. Each is what we bring to this strange, ever-changing world. May I never cease to shine with a little bit of light that's mine. Be-da-be-ba, be-da-be-ba, be-da-be-ba. Ain't nothing wrong with a Monday, it's suiting me fine. I'll never let that one day mess with my state of mind. From Saturday right round to Friday, every single day is gonna be my day. Every day is a great day to feel fine. I hear folks talking about Christmas, and that's alright. But I can tell you that you miss much if you don't see the gift of life. I like a Hanukkah Kwanzaa every Eid. I'll tell you about the kind of holiday I need. Every day is a great day to feel fine, to feel alright, to let your little light shine. You got it, go on and show it day and night. You take the joy of living everywhere you go and make sure about my birthday, but that was just the start. And we can talk about Earth Day. It's right here in my heart. You tell me nobody can be happy all the time. I tell you that the secret is inside your mind. Every day is a great day to feel fine, to feel alright, to let your little light shine. You got it just to show every day and night. You take a joy living everywhere you go and make sure that everyone who sees you knows that every day is a great day to feel fine. Yes, it is now. Shine. You got it, go on and show it day and night. You take the joy living everywhere you go and make it so that everyone who sees you knows that every day is a great day to feel fine. Let go of your shackles, come be happy with me. Everybody knows the best things in life are free. Every day is a great day to feel fine. I said every day is a great day to feel fine, 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 fine. I said every day is a great day. Yes, it is. I said I feel fine. 40 days, 40 nights it rained. 40 days, 40 nights it poured. Every day a sky of gray again. Wasn't sure if I could take much more. Haven't we yearned? Haven't we moaned? Haven't we cried? Haven't we grown? Haven't we sought the promise of peace, the promise of hope? Where there is pain, let love rain down. Where the sun's shining, spread it all around. Love is a seed, cast it far and wide. In all hearts there is fertile ground. In each life a little rain must fall, though some of us are born into a storm, sailing desperate for a port of call, searching for a harbor safe and warm. How can we learn to be what we seek? Never to judge, to know when to speak. How can we find the promise of truth so that all may be free? Where there is pain, let love rain down. When there's sun shining, spread it all around. Love is a seed, cast it far and wide. In all hearts there is fertile ground. Where there is pain, let
Welcome once again to the Unitarian Universalist congregation at Montclair. My name is Marcus Greyhawk. I serve as the Director of Music Ministries, and my pronouns are he, him, and his. It's good to be with you. If you are watching this service live on Facebook or YouTube, we encourage you to share your name in the comment section. The hymns this morning are led by Jenny and Steve Crooks, and for the closing hymn, Will Hilton and members of our Chalice Choir.
Do you hear, oh my friend, in the place where you stand, through the sky, through the land? Do you hear, in the heights of the plain, in the vale on the main, in the sun, in the rain? Do you hear, through the roar, through the rush, through the throng, through the crush? Hear in the hush of your soul, hear the cry, fear won't still, hear the heart's call to will, hear a sigh, startling trill, in your soul, in your soul. From the place where you stand, to the outermost strand, do you hear, oh my friend, do you hear, all the dreams, all the days, all the sighs, all the prayers, they are yours, mine and theirs. Do you hear? Do you Listen more often to things than to beats. Listen more often to things than to beats. Is the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard? Is the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters? Those who have died have never, never left. The dead are not under the earth. They are in the rustling trees, they are in the groaning woods, they are in the crying grass, they are in the moaning rocks. The dead are not under the earth. So listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. It's the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. It's the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Those who have died have never, never left. The dead have a pact with the living. They are in the woman's breast, they are in the wailing child. They are with us in our homes, they are with us in this crowd. The dead have a pact with the living. So listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. It's the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. It's the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Wish.
Whoever you are, wherever you come from, whatever age, identity, history, ability, gender, sexual orientation, or political affiliation, you are welcome to bring your full self here. Grounded in faith, we come together to nurture the soul, inspire hope, and bring into being a more just and loving world. As we begin this month of deep listening, we focus on the tools for survival, asking, how will we survive the apocalypse? We recall the reserves deep within our bodies, minds, and spirits, especially the reserves that fuel tenacity and joy. If you're joining us at 10 a.m., please continue with us for a virtual connection cafe at 11 a.m. Check your email and realm announcements for the Zoom link. It's time to light our chalice, a beacon to guide us through these times together. Perhaps you have a chalice or candle at home, anything you can illumine. Let's light our collective chalices together as we share our chalice lighting affirmation. Let us open our eyes to see what is beautiful. Let us open our minds to learn what is true. Let us open our hearts to love one another.
How to pack for the apocalypse. First, what's an apocalypse? Well, according to the Christian tradition, it is the complete and final destruction of the world, period. That's not really the apocalypse that we're packing for, at least I hope not.
Well, that makes me feel much better about this packing. No, we're packing for the apocalypse that feels like the end of the world, but isn't, not really.
But it really feels like it is.
Well, let's just say we're packing for times like these. When it feels like something is ending and our whole world is changing.
In times like these, when we don't know what is coming next, when we are weary and worn, this is what we need for the journey.
So, the apocalypse sounds pretty dangerous, so I think I'm going to need a helmet. I was hoping for a hard hat for my electrician days, but this is what I got.
All right, he's got a helmet. I'm bringing a level. This is an old antique level. It has been keeping the world balanced for years. I'm taking it with me. I could use some balance.
Wow. So if you got a level and the apocalypse has a lot of destruction, we're going to need to build stuff. So I'm bringing this screw gun because we're going to need to reconstruct the world.
All right. I reconstruct the world one tomato at a time. This is a tomato that we grew from our garden. It reminds me that there is life.
Well, speaking of food, because we're going to need food at the apocalypse, I'm bringing watermelon.
A watermelon?
Who can imagine life without watermelon? It's like life without crab cakes or ginger beer.
All right.
Watermelon.
I'm going to bring this jacket. This is my grandmother's jacket. I wear it and it reminds me that I am held by the ancestors.
Wow. And I'm going to bring my favorite hanky because in the apocalypse, there will be tears.
I'm going to bring these beautiful masks made by Becky Doggett from our congregation. These both protect us and tell the world what we're about.
I'm bringing my address book because the apocalypse is lonely and scary and I can't imagine surviving it without being able to call and visit all my buddies and friends and family.
And speaking of buddies, the last thing I'm gonna pack is Gooby.
Wow. Oh, I think this is a really good packing job. I feel so much better prepared for the apocalypse now.
All these things are in our lives already. We just needed to pull them closer to ourselves, to remember them, to let them hold us.
So as we sing our next song, Vieni Spirito Creatore, a song that literally says, Spirit of life, come to us, be with us, to whatever may come. Perhaps as you sing, you can imagine what you would pack to help you survive the apocalypse.
Come and pray in us, Holy Spirit. Come and pray in us. Come and visit us, Holy Spirit. Spirit come, Spirit come. Vieni Spiritu Creatore. Vieni, vieni. Vieni Spiritu Creatore, vieni, vieni, vieni Spiritu Fede de Vita, ven Signor, vieni Spiritu Fede de Vita, ven Signor, ven Signor. Come and pray in us, Holy Spirit. Come and pray in us. Come and visit us, Holy Spirit. Spirit come, Spirit come.
Spirit of life, come be with us and join me as we enter into this space of depth, each as we're called, finding a soft meditation, a deep reflection, and ardent prayer, each as we are called, yet mystically all together. We enter into this space by hearing the lamentations, the requests, and the remembrances of our community. Let us hear one another to heal one another. We light this candle for Carolyn Burr, who just underwent gallbladder surgery at the Chilton Hospital. It is expected that Carolyn will return home soon. We hold Carolyn in our thoughts and prayers for a swift recovery. We light this candle for Tristan Carlo, son of our administrator, Danielle Carlo. Tristan has been at St. Barnabas Hospital this week, suffering seizures. Please hold Danielle and the Carlo family in your prayers. May this little one feel our love. We light this candle for Arlene Dodge, who has tested positive for COVID-19. As we offer our prayers and hopes for Arlene, we also share our gratitude to her partner Lou, who is caring for Arlene. We light this candle for peace between Armenia and Azerbaijan with a prayer that the terrible errors of the past will be revealed and that relationship will save these nations from war. We light this candle for all the land, plants, animals, and humans in the path of the wildfires that continue raging in the Pacific West, praying we are for a cessation of this terrible loss. We light this candle in celebration for the first day of this year's religious education program for our children. Today, our teachers begin again the work of serving our children and youth with an education that will help them navigate the moral and spiritual challenges of a complex world. We honor them and celebrate their generosity. And we light this final candle for the joys and sorrows that have not been spoken aloud, but are held dearly in our hearts. In the silence that follows, you are encouraged to speak the names of those you are holding in your prayers and meditations, or to write them in the chat. May we hold this silence as this silence holds us. May our listening bring forth acts of love. Please join me for a prayer. Spirit of life, known by so many names, gracious power of love, expressed in countless ways, a blessed unrest calls us to attention in this time of crisis. Attention to the holy within, which knows there are better ways to live, love, and lead in this world. Attention to what is holy surrounding us, the earth and all its diverse inhabitants, human and otherwise. On this day, when our Christian friends celebrate the feast of St. Francis, we summon the wisdom of this special seeker of truth and love from Assisi. St. Francis writes, "Holy One, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring love. Where there is offense, let me bring pardon. Where there is discord, let me bring union. Where there is error, let me bring truth. Where there is fear, let me bring faith. Where there is despair, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, let me bring light. Where there is sadness, let me bring joy. Let me not seek as much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that one receives. It is in self-forgetting that one finds, and it is in pardoning that one is forgiven." Prepare us all to hear this wisdom deeply, listening to this sage and others throughout the ages, no matter their color, creed, gender, or nationality. Open us wide so we hear the cries of suffering around the world, and bring patience, comfort, resolve, and kindness to a world that lacks it too much, all for the sake of human thriving. In the name of all that each of us deems holy within, we pray. Amen. Today's anthem is titled "Blessed Unrest," a song that has become popular in many Unitarian Universalist congregations. It was written by Zoe Toby, who describes himself as a purpose-driven rock musician. Our soloist is Bailey Whiteman, a UU music director from the Washington, D.C. area. Reverend Anya and I know Bailey from the time we lived and served in Virginia. And Bailey is a dear friend of Marcus, our own director of music ministries. A blessed unrest.
I am waking up to find my world between the dying and being reborn. I see what is and I see what could be. Can't close my eyes again and go back to sleep. Change our course. Just a lonely voice. Wish I could lose myself in all the noise. But if we all would rise, generation proud, and with a mighty song, we could turn this world around. Blessed unrest, and my nights turning of the tide. Ancestors all behind, and before me every child. I bring the power of a long unbroken line. So when our time is through, I want to know we did what we came to do for the future ones. So in our darkest days, may we all be strong and give our lives so life may go on. Fill my days with blessed unrest, and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel. Fill my days with blessed unrest, and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide. Fill my days with blessed unrest, and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide. Fill my days with blessed unrest, and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide.
We continue in worship with our reading. This is a poem by Reverend Sean Parker Dennison, co-founder of Trust, an organization for transgender Unitarian Universalist religious leaders. In this piece from his collection, Breaking and Blessing, Reverend Dennison gives us techniques for survival, even now. First, learn to listen, not only for enemies around, corners and hidden places, but for the faint footsteps of hope and the whisper of resistance. Hone your skills, aim your heart toward kindness, and stockpile second chances. Under the weight of destruction, we will need the strong shelter of forgiveness and the deeper wells that give the sweet water of welcome. We have a place for you. When the world ends, we must not add destruction to destruction, not accept a beggar's bargain, to fight death with more death. In order to survive the apocalypse, any apocalypse at all, we have to give up the counterfeit currency of self-sufficiency, the mistaken addiction to competition, the lie that the last to die has somehow survived.
Thank you, Kira. Thank you for giving voice to the poetry of Reverend Sean Parker Dennison. We imbibe Dennison's work today because we understand that Dennison, a trans Unitarian Universalist minister, knows what it means to wrestle with apocalypse and survive. An apocalypse is an event of utter destruction. As a trans man, Dennison survives apocalypse daily. The culture, our culture, threatens his destruction, attempts with its prejudice and bigotry to deny his existence. This culture, not everyone, but this dominant culture, sees him as trans and other, not as man, not as he knows himself to be, not as he is. So he has to daily survive this apocalyptic attempt to silence, erase, hide the totality of his being. And Dennison responds with his poetic grace and the wisdom of prophecy, saying to survive the apocalypse, first learn to listen, not only for enemies around the corner, in hidden places, but for the faint footsteps of hope and the whisper of resistance. Reverend Scott speaks today to both the threat of enemies and to the whisper of resistance.
Our word apocalypse comes from ancient Greek words meaning to uncover or reveal. So what is being revealed or laid bare for all to see? Well, we see it is not good to be led by those who exhibit little decency or compassion, yes? We see racism and sexism lurking in shadows for so long, coming out and stalking amongst us. We see we must defeat hatred, hatreds like homophobia, xenophobia, transphobia. We see the very earth threatened with wanton disregard for truth. We see hypocrites draped in the garments of the holy, pretending the Almighty itself is dragging us through this. We see that incompetent lying fools are not themselves agents of the holy. So, how do we survive the apocalypse? Well, first, let loose your screams. Holding them in will not help. But be careful. Save your voice so you can sing loudly your songs of protest. Second, listen to your soul's yearning. Listen for what Denison calls those faint footsteps of hope. And turn off that cacophony of persistent news and polarizing pundits. Find the place where your soul shines in potential and love, and do the things that bring you to life, because as Howard Thurman preaches, what the world needs are people who have come alive. Third, hug your beloveds. Nurture your family and friendships, including those here. The kind of change our world demands takes a generation, so surround yourself with people who make you smile, who challenge your nonsense, who comfort you when you're down and celebrate when you shine. Fourth, do what gives you great joy. If the apocalypse precludes that, discover something new that gives you joy. Read that book you've always meant to read. Build something with your hands. Learn a new musical instrument or a skill. Hey, we could use more techies for our worship services, for instance. Fifth, breathe. This soon may not be over, so breathe, exercise, eat right, don't drink too much. You know this. You need your body healthy to get through this. Sixth, listen deeply. Listen to the sounds of nature, to the sounds of life thriving all around you, to the friends knocking at your door. Hear that whisper of resistance. And you can practice this deep listening by trying to listen to an entire musical album or CD, start to finish, no multitasking or interruptions. That's your challenge. And 7, engage in community like UU Montclair. Here you will find a mission worthy of your best, a group of seekers longing to share and listen. Stay connected to people and institutions that matter, like this one. So, during the apocalypse, pay attention to what is being revealed or uncovered, and be grateful. We're learning what this world, and sadly some of its people, are truly like. Take that knowledge and use it to change the world to what you and we, and indeed all good people everywhere, know it should be. A place that rewards kindness, protects the weak, listens to the broken, a place honest about our own misgivings and history, a world that welcomes the stranger, hailing diversity as the surest test of strength, pledging to do all in our power to bring about justice and love. Beloveds, compassion and truth never fight death with more death, but instead, they offer the sweet water of welcome.
Reverend Scott has shared, be grateful. We are learning what this world is truly like. I'm not sure I'm there yet. Not fully there to gratitude, but I am trying. It's easier when I listen, as Dennison says, not only for enemies around corners at hidden places, but for the faint footsteps of hope and the whisper of resistance. The enemies have been revealed, the systems and isms, the departures from common decency, the power hoarding, privileged. But so is the resistance. The resistance has been revealed. I hear it on the streets of our nation and our world, but I also hear it here, close to home. I hear its song in your will to survive, in your shouts of protest, your efforts for advocacy and change, in the work of our leaders to ensure the homeless population in Montclair has the means to vote, in the care of our teachers attending today to our young in religious education, attending to them still, even with so much moving in their own lives. I hear it in the voices of our musicians and worship leaders who week after week bring their blessings to our community. And I hear it in the efforts of our care team, Connection Cafe team, and leaders of all forms who have encircled us with love and respect. And in acts both small and great, too numerous to announce, acts of resistance, a resistance to apocalypse, a will to survive. You know, here's the truth, the bottom line. Prophets have been threatening the apocalypse, the end times, for as long as there have been prophets. Apocalypse is the idea that things will eventually get bad enough that the holy will have to hop on over to this world, raise a ruckus and take over, wiping the slate clean, delivering us finally from our trespasses. If that's the message of apocalypse, that the holy will have to hop on over here, maybe this is the apocalypse. And not only because of the destruction, because the holy is at work right now delivering us one blessed act of care and resistance at a time. I see the holy in you and in all others who, with a will to survive even amidst the pain of these days, are building this world up again each time it falls, stockpiling second chances, sheltering one another with forgiveness and sharing the water from the deep wells of welcome. If apocalypse is when it gets so bad that we see the holy come to earth to do the work of deliverance, then maybe, just maybe, we are already there. And I can thank God for the holy in you and all that it is doing. Will you reflect with me? What do you need most to survive the apocalypse? Our final hymn today is about survival. I need you to survive. I welcome you to rise in body or spirit and sing this song with bold voices. Announce it to the world. I need you to survive.
I need you, you need me, we're all a part of God's body. Stand with me, agree with me, we're all a part of God's body. It is thy will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Help me, choir. I need you, you need me, we're all a part of God's body. Stand with me, agree with me, we're all a part of God's body.
We need one another to survive. When you give to our offering, 80% of your gift will care for the Unitarian Universalist congregation at Montclair, and 20% will support our Justice recipient. This month's Sharing Our Riches recipient is Campaign Zero, a comprehensive platform of research-based policy solutions to end police brutality in America. Funds donated here support the research and analysis of policing practices and the development of legislation to end police violence nationwide. Learn more at www.joincampaignzero.org. You can text to give, mail us a check, or go to our homepage and click the donate button. This is a time of need. All of your gifts are worthy, and they are all received with love.
As we partner with the Holy for hope and resistance, your survival is my survival. I need you to survive.
With all that is being revealed, all that is lost and desecrated, I am more certain than ever that your survival is my survival. I need you to survive.
Together, united, knit in a single garment of resistance and a liberative promise of holiness.
May it be so, and amen.
Our worship has ended. Let our service begin. Go in peace. Go in joy. Go in love.
Until we meet again, virtually or otherwise, you are in our hearts.
Morning bird, I hear the song you sing, floating on the breeze. Can you hear my words? How I long to bring just a bit of peace. But I can't touch the butterfly, and she don't even need a song to get the point across. Elusive truth that we try to find and still get everything wrong. The truth is in us all along. see the home you built high up in the tree. It seems absurd to come and go at will and never quite feel free. No, I can't get your ray of light that dances only to fill the world with green. No matter how hard I try, and I can go wherever I please, but I still don't know what freedom means. Ba-da-bi-ba, bi-da-bi-ba, bi-da-bi-ba, da-dee-da-dee-da-doo-da. Morning bird, I see you soaring now, off into the blue. May each day I raise my thoughts to such great heights as you. To know I am like the butterfly, and that her flight is like my song. Each is what we bring to this strange, ever-changing world. May I never cease to shine with a little bit of light that's mine. Be-da-be-ba, be-da-be-ba, be-da-be-ba. You know the wrong with a Monday is suiting me fine. I'll never let that one day mess with my state of mind. From Saturday right round to Friday, every single day is gonna be my day. Every day is a great day to feel fine. I hear folks talking about Christmas, and that's alright. But I can tell you that you miss much if you don't see the gift of life. I like a Hanukkah Kwanzaa every Eid. I'll tell you about the kind of holiday I need. Every day is a great day to feel fine, to feel alright, to let your little light shine. You got it, go on and show it day and night. You take the joy in living everywhere you go, and make sure that everyone who sees you knows that every day is a great day to feel fine. And I can tell you about my birthday, but that was just the start. And we can talk about Earth Day. It's right here in my heart. You tell me nobody can be happy all the time. I tell you that the secret is inside your mind. Every day is a great day to feel fine, to feel alright, to let your little light shine. You got it just to show it day and night. You take the joy living everywhere you go, and make sure that everyone who sees you knows that every is now. I feel alright. You let your little light shine, shine, shine. You got it, go on and show it day and night. You take it to your living everywhere you go and make it so that everyone who sees you knows that every day is a great day to feel fine. Let go of your shackles, come be happy with me. Everybody knows the best things in life are free. Every day is a great day to feel fine. I said every day is a great day to feel fine, 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 fine. I said every day is a great day. Yes, it is. I said I feel fine. 40 days, 40 nights it rained. 40 days, 40 nights it poured. Every day a sky of gray again. Wasn't sure if I could take much more. Haven't we earned? Haven't we moaned? Haven't we cried? Haven't we grown? Haven't we sought the promise of peace, the promise of hope? Where there is pain, let love rain down. Where the sun's shining, spread it all around. Love is a seed, cast it far and wide. In all hearts there is fertile ground. In each life a little rain must fall, though some of us are born into a storm, sailing desperate for a port of call, searching for a harbor safe and warm. How can we learn to be what we seek? Never to judge, to know when to speak. How can we find the promise of truth so that all may be free? Where there is pain, let love rain down. When there's sun shining, spread it all around. Love is a seed, cast it far and wide. In all hearts there is fertile ground. Where there is pain, let your love rain down. And where the sun is shining, spread it all around. Love is a seed, cast it far and wide. In all hearts you'll find fertile ground. Yes, you will, yes, you will. In all hearts there is fertile ground. On the first day, it was clear and what we're doing here. But in time, we seem to have lost our way. Or we can still find the truth today. We can still find the truth today. There is one heart beating in all of us. There is one truth and there is just one love. Nothing human hands can do or make will change the fact that truth doesn't have a face and God doesn't need a name. On the first day, it was clear who we are and what we are doing here. But in time, we seem to have lost our way. Or we can still find the truth today. We can still find the truth today. Find the blessing in each moment. Learn from where you've been to know where you gotta go. The beauty in creation is self-evident. You can see truth any place, 'cause it's always been the same. On the first day, it was clear who we are and what we're doing here. Oh, in time, we seem to have lost our way. But we can still find the truth today. We can still find the truth today. Free your mind of all possessions and feel the weight of every word you say. Know that your thoughts are filled with power and that the truth can't be replaced. Now God doesn't need a name. On the first day, it was clear. It was clear who we are, what we're doing here. What we're doing. When time we seem to have lost our way, but we can still find the truth today. We can still find the truth today.